What is up, everybody? Scanlor here, and we are back with the weekly subreddit seed. Another open seed. After what we did last week, which was essentially turned out to be all dungeons. We had to clear Castle Tower to get to the Dark World, and then we needed to collect the item on the Master Sword pedestal, which was the flute, if I remember correctly. It's been a little bit since I ran that, but pretty sure that the flute was there, and I think there was a glove on the Lumberjack Ledge, which meant that we needed to do Castle Tower. So it was all dungeons. It was a blast. Really, seriously, truly. So here's hoping that this week's is a little kinder than that. So we actually had a decent finish in the group last week, so not upset by that. We'll try to do better this week. Hopefully everybody's doing well out there. Hopefully we've had a good start to your weekend. And hopefully it continues to go well. Alright, so we can get started, I think, here. I think we've got everything ready to go. So we'll go for it. Start in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Alright, bombs to start is nice. Alright, Pendant Eastern, Red Crystal Desert, regular Crystal Hera. Alright, Pendant Eastern is not my favorite, because that's a pretty low requirement dungeon to be able to clear. mean, the only thing you really need is the bow. Logically, you need the lamp, but I've gotten through it before in the dark, so we'll just say that I can get through it in the dark. That's one thing I've been trying to do, is get a little better with dark rooms so that the lamp is less of a hard requirement. So some of the rooms I still struggle with are mire, particularly the first room. A lot of defense. To start, we get a shield and a mail upgrade. But yeah, that first room in mire, where the shooter room, we have to place the Samaria block down. That one I have a little bit of trouble with. I can do it, but it's not my best work. But that is definitely a dark room that I'm not too well versed in. Sloppy, if I can even get through it. But pod I can generally do. Eastern I can definitely do. What do we got here? Piece of Heart. So, no item there this week. Well, no required item there this week. Doesn't mean we won't have to clear Agatower, but makes it less likely that we'll have to. No love. No love from the bird. Alright, what do we got at the mushroom spot here? A sword. Definitely want to take that. Early swords are always good. Early bombs also always good. Now, the last thing I'd want is some money. The 20 rupee poultry right here would be amazing. That's probably second best. That's not bad either. It's just money. We need money for the bottle vendor. That's the big thing we're looking for right now. Alright, let's start clearing out the village here. Alright, there's some money. There's a bunch of money. Alright, good. Well, definitely not shy for bombs right now, which is good. So we'll need probably 5 or 6 in the early game. We've got that. And then some. Alright, plenty of money now. Early hammer. There we go. Early pearl. So we are a glove now away from Dark World access at 5 minutes. And honestly, I kind of don't want to see a glove this early at this point. Just gives me too many options of places that I can go. I'd honestly like to get through some of the light world first. But it is what it is. Gotta find the stuff eventually. No bottle, so we'll just check out what's down here. Just trying to will the bottle into existence there. Didn't work. We can get some information here. What's on the library shelf? 20 rupees. Not gonna worry about that. And we'll see if we have anything over at the race game. Otherwise, it's save quit time. You know what? I'm gonna grab that and go turn that in. It's a little slow, maybe, but it'll clear out the village entirely. Short of having to activate the flute and then come back into the Dark World, but every check in there will be done. I don't have to worry about it. Eight seconds. You can have this trash. You trash my treasure. Well, let's go see what this bottle gets me from the sick kid in the village. And then it's more than likely save quit time, unless we get a flute or a glove. I think those would be the only things I would probably not save quit for. Well, okay. I'm glad I came back. What was that about save quit? No save quit. So that's going to help with movement. For sure. So we can get up to Death Mountain right now. I'm not going to yet. We're going to continue with what we were going to do. Might be worth a fake flipper potentially too. I mean, we've got the money. It'll be out of logic, but we could potentially clear out the Zora area if the ledge has nothing good. Yeah, you can stay there, sir. Alright, mini Moldorm Cave. And then we'll more than likely do Ice Rod Cave and make a decision on Fake Flipper. At that point, alright, pretty good there. Alright, early Cape. So now we're a lamp away from... Alright, Ice Rod could be good. Might need that for TR. That saves us from having to search for it later. But that early Cape could mean... Well, it means that we are a lamp away from Agatower access, which I really don't want to do, but might not have a choice. Alright. No worries there. And some arrows. Yeah, I think we're going to fake flipper here. It's a little bit of a hunch play, but if we follow the breadcrumbs, that's not far enough. That's too far. Alright, let's see if I can get this set up. If I jumped in the water the first time, it would have been cool. Yeah, I don't want to stray too far out of logic yet, but with the seed giving us the money, it's probably going to be nothing, but just in case. I mean, I was right about the bottle, so maybe that means we'll be right about this. Alright. Man under the bridge gives us bombs that we actually needed, so that's fine. It's the wrong pixel. I think it's right here. Yep. That's a pixel perfect drop from there, and I think it's different whether or not, depending on whether or not you have the boots. I think it's a different pixel if you have them. Because surprise, surprise, this game, eminently breakable. Never mind all the different categories of glitched you can do in this. Overworld glitches, the exploration glitch, of course. I hate when that happens. It's more annoying than anything else. You just have to leave and come back, but now we can water walk up to Zora, provided I don't step on land right here like I've done more times than I'd care to admit. That little piece of grass right there I've stepped on. Bombs on the ledge, so we don't need to worry about coming back for that. So we'll be clearing this entire area. What is this? Song of Storms, I think? Yep, we got scammed, folks. The fish scammed us. Alright, so where do we go from here? We're gonna go over towards Eastern. I was torn between that and Death Mountain, but I'd like either a hook shot or a mirror before we go up there at this point. Just so we can clear everything out in one go, as opposed, I mean, with the flute, it's not the end of the world if we have to make return trips, but I'd like to do it in one shot if I could. Green Pendant Swamp. Alright, that's our Agate Tower access. Which means we'll probably do Castle Escape last. So after this, I think we go up to Death Mountain. And then we go... Oh, we have Agana we could do as well. But let's see what's in here. The Pendant Dungeons have had a lot of useful items in these weekly seeds over the last... Oh, for a while anyways, month or two. And obviously last week we had to complete all dungeons, but there were required items in, I think, at least 2 of them, from what I remember. Well, that's not required. Maybe we can use it, but it's not required. Alright, no hook shots, we've got to go the vanilla way here. With the hook shot, you can go in the bottom door in the room I was just in, and hookshot across to that chest. But since we don't have it, go the way that the developers intended. In this room, I've seen a lot of different strategies. I don't need the magic. But I've seen people kind of just charge in and do it. I like the 2 pots, or at least if you have sword beams, I like to do 1 pot and get the big key, right? Yes, I did. I like to do 1 pot and sword beams. Alright, so there's 1 item left, which if we had the bow would be a 50-50 on whether or not we go this way, but since we don't have the bow, we're going to go this way and hope that it's not the compass. That guy gets stuck on the corner, it looked like. And here, I have the cape. I could, in theory, use it to not take damage, but I'm going to save quit out of here anyways. Alright, so 3rd item. None of them any good, but... Alright, let's go up to Death Mountain. So now the Old Man Rescue is in logic. With that lamp that we got. This is one of the first dark rooms that I learned. Mostly so I could get the save quit point. I'm a big believer in getting the save quit point close to as early as you can. Just a little extra incentive to come up here and take on a dark room. Alright. Just some arrows from you, sir. Alright, so we can only check... I'm gonna die. Oh my goodness. I am gonna die. Got beat up on that ladder. Alright. No, we barely made it, but we made it. And again, without a mirror or hook shot, we can check what's up on top of Spectacle Rock, which is nothing good, and we can check what's in the cave right here. Also nothing good. So because of the heart count, I'm going to save quit. Do a quick check over in the desert area. We're going to check out what's on the desert ledge, and we'll check out what's in Agonist Cave, and then we will go into the castle, where I have a feeling we're going to be doing Castle Tower. Alright, nothing we need there. And then we'll probably be doing some death warping from the castle. Which, with blue mail, is going to be a little bit harder. Alright. So, more than likely, we are going to end up having to do Castle Tower. Just a feeling I have. And we're going to be doing it on Fighter Sword. And theoretically, probably not more than 6 hearts, if we even get extra hearts at this point. A glove would keep us from doing this. I'm actually going to go to the back first. Actually, I shouldn't do that. I don't have a small key. So we can only get the one item there. So let's go do... I should have gone down. Let's go do the normal route down to Zelda's cell. Now let's check our stun prize. Bombs. That's very useful, actually. That could be very useful. Alright, now Death Warping is going to be incredibly hard. Although I think the guards do a consistent half heart of damage, if I'm not mistaken, so we'll just have the green guard down in Zelda's cell area get me. That's fine. Of course. Just that much harder. So we can use the boomerang to stun the green guard and not kill him like I did in a offline practice seed, I think earlier this week. Tried to Death Warp and ended up just... It was bad news. Alright, so that was pretty good. And the red meringue. Alright, kill me, sir. I got one more item I can get. And if it's not a small key, then we're done, and we're gonna go do the tower climb. Get into the Dark World that way. Probably need to set up another Death Warp, I think. I might take a hit or two in here. Just because on Red Mill, I don't think they hit very hard. Yeah, half a heart. That's fine. Alright, so... Come on, get me. Hit me. Hit me. Thank you. Alright, off to the climb. So we can't get to the back of escape. And there's only one item, I think, back there. So I don't think we've seen map or compass yet. We have not. I mean, map or small key yet. So there's only one item back there, so it's not a super high priority place for me at this point. Not that we can get to it anyways, but... Alright, who doesn't love Fighter Sword Agatower? Oh, alright. Let's try this. Yeah, this is going to be a fun climb, let me tell you. Although banging music. Let's see how many guards we can not alert here. Just that last one at the end, that's actually not bad. Got pretty lucky on that. I have that. I should have used the hammer. I didn't even think about the hammer. Ow. Sir? Ah, you missed. You fell down the hole. Oh, hello. Excuse me. Thank you. Alright, we gotta be pretty good here. Heart drop? No. Now the last thing I want to do is die in here. Oh boy. There's a heart in one of these. Okay. Feel a little better now. Still can't really afford to mess up, but I got a little bit more wiggle room. Oh my goodness. That was almost embarrassingly bad. Almost. Alright, so after this, we can go, we'll check Pyramid obviously, but we can go into Pod. I think that's really our only play, right? Given the items we have. And we can clear a decent amount of it. I think everything but the boss, because we don't have the bow. And what I'm trying to do, if possible, the number one thing I want to do is make sure I am east or west of Aghanim, and if I can, I want to try to knock him into the center of the room. The reason I want to be east and west is if he does happen to shoot blue balls, they don't hit me because they break off above and below me. If I'm north or south, the blue balls will hit me, and that's not what I'm looking for. I was trying to get over to this side, but it didn't work out. But like this, I can't get over to the left, and I don't want to take a hit, particularly on 1.5 hearts. So I give up knocking him into the center of the room so he teleports potentially less distance, just to be a little bit safer. I'll be honest, I have not been counting how many hits I've gotten. Okay. I was gonna say, I just go till it stops. I go till he spins. Okay. So, Ice Palace is our other crystal, which means we do need that ice rod. What's our 5-6? Thieves Town, 5-6, so that's full clearable once we can get over there. Bombs, don't care about bombs. With the hammer, I could go south. I could go south. Probably should go south, but I'm already coming this way, so... We're gonna believe in Pod today. Didn't check if we had the money. I'm glad we did. Otherwise that would have been pretty bad. Alright, so we'll open this up. If we find a bow in here, we can clear it. I think that's all we need. There's potentially five items we can get here. And then I think 7 checks we could get if we go kind of backwards along the... I guess the reverse Smith chain, where we go Hype Cave into Stumpy into Dig Game. But like I said, by the time I figured that out, we were already here, so... Alright, so hopefully the right side is keys. Alright, flippers. Actually, we're locked out at this point. So flippers puts Zora back in logic. But that's all. Alright, so now we need to go through the portal at the castle and then come back and go south. But yeah, flippers doesn't get us anywhere yet. I mean, we need them. Actually, we don't need them. Swamp and Ice are both crystals, so we might not need them. Yeah, so those flippers, outside of getting us putting the Zora checks back in logic, doesn't really do anything for us. And those Zora checks were not good, so I think it was 2 pieces of heart, bombs on the ledge, and I think a 3rd piece of heart actually on the fish himself. Alright, Master Sword's good. And a shield upgrade, so that's, I don't know, probably like that's like a 5 out of 10. Five out of 10 hype. So what we're looking for, either mitts or mirror would get us into, oh, I can't do that because I don't have gloves, so we need most likely mirror. That would get us up into the village. Although there's got to be something, because these are literally the last 2 checks we have. We literally can't do anything else. So there's got to be progression in one of these 2 checks. Either Stumpy's got something, or we need 10 rupees to play the dig game. So let's go Stumpy. Well, he gave us the money for the dig game, that's fine. So dig game's got to have something that will help us progress. A glove, a bow would get us back into pod. A hook shot or a mirror would get us up into the village. Although the mirror would get us up onto Hera. The Village of Outcasts is not accessible without a glove. Okay. Oh, you know what? You know what? There was an item in pod we could have gotten. Oh, there was one item in pod that we missed the first time through. And it's, was it the arena, I think it's called? But where you push the block down to get by into the... Actually, that might be the arena. I'm really bad at what the rooms are called, but the room below where we got the flippers, where we push that block down, we could drop down and there's one chest that we can get. So that's got to have our progression, I think. Otherwise, if it's not there, I have no idea where else it could be. I forgot about that check. That's on me. I mean, what it can be is still the same. Glove is probably the most likely option. But it could be mirror, it could be hookshot. It could be book to get us into desert. And yeah, right here. So we can drop here, and there's one chest. Oh, if we hit this, this is going to be something. Alright, so it's a key. Something's in pod. I guess it didn't have to be there, but something is in pod that we can use to progress. And this chest right here is a small key. I think it almost has to be at this point. Because otherwise, if it's not, and it's... I guess it could be a bow, but it can't be soft locked. Do that for later. Alright, so we've got 3 checks. That's 1. 2 more down here. I'd say at least one of them is going to be a small key. Potentially both of them. Alright. I'm trying to think. I think this means that Harmless Hellway is also a key for a key. So theoretically, we should have 3 items over here. If I'm thinking about this correctly. If I have my key logic straight. That's 1. Yeah, so we are more than likely going to save quit out of here. That's 2. Alright, so I was wrong about something. We're gonna check Hellway. A, because it's closer. And B, because... Well, mostly just because it's closer, but I also think that it's got a better chance of being an item than the vanilla big key chest. Alright, there it is. Alright, so we're gonna go over to the Village of Outcasts. So forced double dip of pod. I mean, in my case, I'm gonna probably triple dip it, but... Oh, you know what? My key logic was off because I never did the bow lock side. You know, because I couldn't, but... That's why I forgot about that. And if you're wondering if it feels good to be 40 minutes in and have no crystals done, no, it does not. It actually does not feel good. Feels bad, man. Alright, So we're just gonna do Thieves Town right now. Then we're gonna go check the front of Skull Woods. Most likely. And obviously it depends on what we get in the village and in Thieves Town, but... Alright, not gonna turn that down. Half magic's always good. Oh, stop it. Yeah, Thieves Town is a full clear. And our first crystal. And then we'll go north. We'll check out, like I said, front of Skull Woods. We'll check out what's on the bumper ledge. We'll probably head over to Catfish. And then we'll see what happens from there. I think the only other check we have at this point, besides those, with the items we have right now, I think is Spike Cave. But we've got 4, 5, 6, potentially 8 checks between now and having to do Spike Cave. Alright, so nothing yet here, which is not totally surprising. I feel like most of the time there's usually only one item in the front. I've seen as many as 3. Although this is going to be a maximum of 1. And that's unless if it's either a small key or an item. It's an item and it's a pretty good item. So that gets us access to Hera. And we can enter Swamp, but we really can only check, I think 2. I mean, the first chest is a guaranteed small key, and then the second. So that's not really somewhere I want to go. It also helps we can check Graveyard Ledge if we do the route that I explained a minute ago, where we go along the north side of the Dark World. I almost got through without getting hit. So close. What's it, 3 items, I think, left. That's one of them. Alright, so ideally we don't see the small key, and the small key is locked in the big chest, behind the door with which you need a small key to get to. Ow. Actually, it really didn't hurt me at all, did it? So with the cape and with half magic, the blind fight should be no problem. Alright. So I think that guarantees that we are not going to have to check the big chest, because I don't think blind can have the small key. I think that's written into the logic somehow that at least in this mode, in normal open mode, I'm pretty sure in any kind of key shuffle modes, I think he can have it, but or she can have it. They can have it. Alright, that's actually a pretty good fight for me. I only took that one weird hit. Okay. So what can we do? We can get, like I said, we can do Hera. But I think I'm still gonna do what I said I was going to do earlier. We're gonna check out Skull Woods. And then we're going to check out Bumper Ledge, because we have the cape. We can get the item if it's anything we need. We're going to check Graveyard Ledge, and we're going to go over to Catfish, because I don't know when else we would get to Catfish. Unless we orphan the check, but I don't like orphaning checks. So we're basically going to be halfway there. Alright, let's see if I can get this bomb jump. I'm historically not great at it. See. Oh my goodness. That might be too low. Oh no, alright. Oh, I thought I was coming out the bottom door. I forgot I came in there. Alright, so that's actually going to help to get out of here. So I can still just mirror and go back into that same door. We still haven't seen an item yet. Alright, so no items in the front. I don't want to check that room in the middle at this point. Kind of want to wait until we have the fire rod for that, so I can finish the dungeon. Oh, we're gonna leave that bottle there. Alright. Oh, I've got to go the long way, too. Alright, so we'll check this, we'll check Catfish, and then it's mountain climb time. It's a bust. Yeah, we could do Back of Escape, but there's only one item back there. And that's easy to get back to. So we can just save quit to Sank and get there whenever we want. But I don't know that I'll be going back there. Alright, Catfish it is. So like I said, I don't know when else I would come up here. So I kind of have to do it now. Even though the odds are not great that there's something here. Actually, it's probably faster to save quit. Alright. Will we get scammed by the other fish? Yes. You know what? I'm just gonna flute it. I don't know if it would have been quicker to save quit. This was pretty good. Let's see if we can't get killed on that ladder. Alright, good. Alright, so hair is a crystal. We can do that. And then we can use the hammer to get over to the east side and collect everything over there. This was, what, bombs? 20 rupees. Either way, I knew we didn't need it. And we could do, like I said, we could do Spike Cave. But I really don't want to. It is my least favorite check in the entire game. Big key's nice. I wouldn't mind the hook shot, so I can Harapot. Alright, Bombos isn't bad. That'll get us... Oh, we don't need Ice Palace. I was gonna say, it'll get us through Ice Palace. Excuse me, sir. I think we're good, yeah. Second item. Yes. Alright, so that opens up another check. It also gives us a pretty good safety. Particularly for some of the later dungeons. TR, Meyer, GT. Where are you, buddy? Come here. Come at me, bro. How did that happen? Was I not holding the direction, maybe? Interesting. Alright. Easy enough. That's 2 crystals. What a slow slog of a seed. Where do we have... Obviously the east of Death Mountain. Beyond that, there's one item in the back of Escape. There's one item on Magic Bat. There's an item in Cave 45 and potentially one item in Swamp. I think that's it. Although there's... Alright, so money up there, we don't care. I don't think we need money for anything else at this point. We've opened up everything we need to open with money. It'd just be potion money. The slow, bootless walk. through Spiral Cave. It's always really funny when the boots end up here. Not as funny when bombs end up here. Alright, so we've got... what's it called? Paradox Cave? I call it 7 item cave because there's 7 items in it. 2 down below and 5 up top. Yeah, where are we going? What's the progression here? Five items in here. There's got to be at least one thing we can use in here, right? Odds have to be pretty good. There's only like 8 checks left, and I think 5 of them are here. Not that good, apparently. Oh, we had Spike Cave. Well, fine. Alright, what can we do? Let's check the back of Escape. And then we'll probably go do Magic Bat into Cave 45 into Swamp. And then do Spike Cave. Alright, it was crap. This is kind of a brutal seed. This is a really brutal seed, actually. Like, I've got nothing but one-off locations at this point. Like I said, there's Cave 45, there's Swamp, and then there's Spike Cave. And Swamp is only one item that we can get. Oh, one check, I should say. I guess it's not guaranteed to have an item. Although if it didn't have it, would have to have an item. No, I guess it wouldn't have to. So, let's check that first. Then we can go over to Cave 45, and then we can go into Spike Cave. Which I will usually last location, because it sucks. And if that's where progression is, then that's where progression is. We had... what did we have in there? Was it Mirror we had in there a couple of weeks ago, I think? Mirror sounds right. But I could be wrong. It's definitely possible. Yeah, without hookshot, there's the first chest, which is always a small key. And then there's the chest behind the bomb wall, and that's it. That's all we can get. Yep, guaranteed small. So this chest coming up behind this bomb wall is the only check we can make unless we find the hookshot. You've got to be kidding me. Like, you have to be kidding me right now. I almost have to keep going. It's green pendant, so it's gonna have 5 more items plus whatever is on Saha for 6. So 7 total. But are you like you're gonna put Hookshot in Swamp? This seed sucks. The song is fire, but this seed blows. Do not recommend. 0 out of 10. This is one to give to somebody you want to give a hard time to. Alright, so we haven't seen a dungeon item, so we're gonna go right to the boss. And I don't have Samaria, and I haven't learned the bomb setup for Diver Down. Let's get out of the way, please. Yeah, I don't know. Depending on how many items we get, will determine whether or not we come back in to do left side and or big chest. Okay. So if we see the compass, I think I might have to come back in because it'll be 2 items. We don't see the compass, and it's all, oh, okay, I'm really glad that I kept going. So I think after this we actually go do desert. I should have grabbed that key. Wasn't thinking. Yeah, so if we see the compass here, I say we go back in. If we don't see the compass, I might skip it. Yeah, item. So there's 1 item plus the big key. I'm gonna skip it. We're gonna go over to do... We're gonna see if desert its boots locked. And then we'll go up to Dark Death Mountain. And we can also see what we need to get into Mire. It's Quake. Which we haven't seen. Okay, so the book is the other way we could get into desert, but it also gives us access to the tablets, which would have been really nice if I'd gotten this before, because I could have checked the Bombos tablet right when I got out of Swamp. So we could also do ice, but ice is a non-green pendant. All right, So let's check out Desert. Let's see if we can beat it. Or if we need the boots. We know the ledge was nothing. I think it was bombs. So hopefully we can beat this, and that'll give us another crystal. Which will give us, what, 3 crystals, I believe? 2 crystals. Hour and 6 in. Alright, so... not beatable unless the boots are here. And by here, I mean... I think they almost have to be right here. Alright. So, not beatable. We're boots locked there. So let's check out East, Dark, Death Mountain. And we can see what we need to get into TR. Call it Recon. So deep in Pendant Swamp are mitts. Also in Pendant Swamp, Hookshot, which are the item that you need to really want to go into Swamp. It's just a gross progression. Like, there's no way around it. Hookshot in Pendant Swamp. It's just gross. And then the mitts deeper in Pendant Swamp. Even worse. Alright, there's our boots, so now we can go back and finish Desert. But we'll probably do Hookshot Cave, and we'll probably do Spike Cave since we're here, and just clear everything out. And that's Bombo, so we can get in. Can't do anything without Samaria, though. Alright, anything good here? Probably not. Oh, I didn't mean to take that hit. I meant to mirror, but... no such luck. Very yes, alright. With half magic, this should be pretty good. Pretty easy. Yeah, not even close to worth. Okay. So, let's save quit to... let's save quit over to Sanctuary. We'll do King's Tomb, we'll do Bonk Rocks. I should have checked the Ether Tablet while I was up on the mountain. Why do I see these things after the fact? I wonder. Like, I try so hard to, like, plan out these routes to not have to double and triple back, and then I just double and triple back a decent amount. Oh well, it is what it is. So we need Fire Rod, we need Bow, we need Samaria, and we need Quake. I think those are the... I think that's what we need. Another sword wouldn't hurt, but it's not necessary. Can anything be on Ped? Yeah, Samaria. I think everything could be on Ped except for bow. Right. Desert for the other 5/6 crystal. And then we can open up Pyramid Fairy. And then we can, let's see, we have the Smith Chain we can do. We have the tablets we can do. We have Ice Palace we could do. We could go back into Swamp for one item on the left side, which I definitely don't want to do. Actually, with the mirror, it's not that bad. I was gonna say 50-50, I could have just gone to the boss. I had the big key. I should have done it before. But with the mirror, like I said, it's not the end of the world. Okay. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. It's Fire Rod. In the big key chest in Desert Palace. So that means that 2 items in Skull Woods are where we're gonna go next. And presumably read Ped. What an awful seed. Like, this really is just an awful slog of a seed. Alright. I'm gonna run out of Fire Rod shots. Yep. I ran out of Fire Rod shots. Alright. Whatever. The only solace I have in knowing that everybody else that's running the seed is running into the same issues I am. We also have Green Pendant turn-in we can do. But I want to wait until I get a bow for that. Because then we can go finish Pod. Give me that shield back. Thank you. Alright, this I don't care if I use the green potion here, that's fine. Get out of my way. That's one item. I'll just take the ride. Alright, so we can go right to the boss. 2 keys, so I don't need to worry about picking up this key. Go right to the boss, hope he has a second item and not have to deal with that chest right there. Alright, so this will be, what, crystal... I'll figure it out afterwards. Four, I think? So we'll have Pod, Meyer, and TR left. Excuse me? I need to be careful here. Okay. Alright, so we've got to check that chest. And then we're going to check Ped, because I think Quake can definitely be there. Samaria... Actually, I don't know if Samaria can be there because of Ice Palace. I think the logic might dictate that Samaria is needed for Ice Palace, so maybe not Samaria, but Quake can be there, and the Ice Rod can absolutely be there. And I think technically a bow could be there if it's a second bow. But it wasn't anything we needed. Alright, let's go check Ped real quick. Okay, so it's Samaria. Okay. That is good to know. It sucks, but that is good to know. Man, that sucks. So I guess I figured out that Ice Palace not required, at least under these settings. Samaria is not required for Ice Palace. So that's good to know. Who doesn't love another all dungeon seed? 2 in a row. Alright, so we'll do Smith Chain. Where am I going? Too far. Alright, so now we know... Well, let's see, what do we know? So we know that we have to finish Ice. So that actually should be the next place we go. Honestly, before we even... Alright, let's finish the Smith Chain, because we already started it. We probably should have just gone right to Ice, but whatever. Okay, so good job. So now we can finish Pod Eastern. So Ice Pod Eastern are where we're going next. You know what? We're actually just gonna leave the purple chest. We're gonna do Pod Eastern and turn in the green pendant. So another all dungeons, head required, AGA 1 required seed. How cool is that? Answer, not very. Not very cool. So we should just be able to go up the right side and right to the boss, because we've checked basically everything else. Huh. We still, what else do we need? We still need Quake. Okay, this hopefully is a small key. Perfect. Alright, so we need... Actually, is that it? That might be... because we need Samaria, which is on... I think that's everything. I think that's it. We just need to finish out. We need to go grab the cane. And then just boss rush. So let's get to stepping here. This is going to be a rough sub 2. I don't know if it's going to happen. Probably not. But let's do the best we can, now that we know what we need to do. Oh, I thought that was it. I was one short. Alright. So, this will be a crystal, and it'll be a dungeon item, I believe. Yep. And then we can go finish Eastern. Then we can go do Ice. Then we can go get Samaria off of Ped. Then we can do Meyer, and then we can do TR. Right, because if we get Samaria, yeah. So we are essentially in go mode. Like I said, we just need to boss rush. And we can go mode ice. That's the strat I was talking about when we were in here earlier. We use the pot to get the first one, and then sword beams to get the second one. You can also use the bow if you have it. I'm not sure if you can use things like fire rod or ice rod. I know hookshot stuns them. I need to reload on some arrows here. Good enough for now. I'll take the hit. Nope. Alright. Alright, let's see if we can get the quick kill. Nope. Alright. So we'll go off to ice. We'll do that quickly, hopefully. Then we've got to go up to Ped, grab Samaria. And then to Meyer and to TR. So it turns out we did need those flippers that we got out of pod, which I mentioned that we wouldn't need. You know, this is the same as last week where it was pedestal required, all dungeons. This seems so much worse than last week. I don't know if it's just me. It's entirely possible that it's just me, but this just seems like such a... It just feels so much worse of a seed. The only thing that I'd be looking for at this point is another sword. That's really the only thing. Oh, I can't ice break. I don't have Samaria. That's right, I need to do this to get Samaria. So we're jumping, baby. Alright, let's hope I can remember my bomb jump setup. This is a little better for me than the one in Skullwoods. Probably because I do it way more often. He says as he messes it up. Alright. No, I knew that wasn't right. I knew that wasn't right. That should be good, I think. Oh, what the... Oh, come on! I am just not having a good, not having a good day today. Gonna gonna run out of life. Alright, there we go. It only took 6 tries. Most of my health. And we gotta wait. I thought about blowing through that, but yeah, I'm not gonna go out of my way to look for a sword at this point. Figure I'll have to do enough checks in Meyer and in TR that, and probably in GT, that I'm hoping I find one along the way. Alright, so let's see if we can do this. Alright. Thank you, Fire Rod. Alright, so that opens PED. So, next stop, PED. Then into Meyer. Then into TR. What did I do last week? 157 on an all dungeon seed. This is going to be probably a little bit worse than that, I think. What is this? What was that song? I don't even know what that was. Alright. Probably grab some potions after this. Because if I have to do Master Sword serverless, I'm going to need probably at least 1 blue, if not 2. Alright, so we're just looking for the big key here. Hopefully it's up in this top right hand section. But we'll see. If we find it relatively early, sub 2 still possible. But if we have to do any kind of searching in here, or GT, it's probably dead. Okay. So, more than likely, we're looking at like 205 to 210. But we'll worry about that. Oh, we'll worry about that when we get there. Okay, that's actually not awful. This thing's just gonna follow me, really? And no fairies. Although I have powder, and I have the net. Just in case. This is not going to be the easiest fight either. I don't know if I got Spooky set up, but we're going to try it. And I hit the switch, so I've got to hit this switch. I did not get it. Alright. That was too low. All good. Alright. So... powder the anti-fairy that's up here. Get some health back. And hope for the best. Probably use the green potion I have. Oh, I didn't have to. Actually, I think I'm going to, because I want to be able to buy blue potions. And I'm out of arrows. That's interesting. That's interesting. I'm gonna need to find some arrows. I think I can find some in TR, I'm pretty sure. Alright, so we'll make a stop, we'll buy some potions, some blue potions. And then we'll do TR, and then we'll do GT. It's not looking like sub 2's happening. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, hopefully we find a sword. That's the one thing that I want right now is a sword. Just give me tempered. I don't even care about silvers. Just give me tempered sword. I'd rather do tempered sword silverless than master sword with silvers. But we can't be greedy. And if I see arrows, I've got to pick them up. this was Bombos, I believe. Yeah, I have Bombos marked. Okay. Alright, let's do TR and hopefully do it quickly. So I'm not going to go looking for a sword. But if we find a sword along the way, I'm not going to complain. So that means I'm not going to do Mimic Cave. I'm going to hope to avoid Laser Bridge. Not always possible. Alright, see if we can get the cane dash here. Yes, sir. Perfect. Oh, that's beautiful. You absolute beauty. Alright, we're good. Now I'm not worried in the slightest. Let's kick some butt. And some arrows to boot. Lovely. Okay. The big key so we can skip lava chest. Alright, this is getting better. This is getting better. So a lot of the things I skipped. Purple chest, ether tablet, Bombos tablet. Didn't really skip, I guess. I don't know if you'd call that a skip, since I couldn't do it. But, either way. But I didn't need to do those locations. Be interested to know where the silvers are. Like I said, not that I need them. I mean, I'll take them, but I don't need them. Tempered Sword Silverless is just fine. And I'm doing this just in case this is a small key and I can skip Laser Bridge. It's not, but... yeah, somebody... one of the runners I follow, Moonrisen Phoenix, is actually in the Mentor Tournament, the Go Mode Podcast Mentor Tournament. I think one of his mentors, I believe, said that had a 3% chance of being a small key, and I don't know that I believe that. Oh, that's good. So the small key's there, so I can skip Laser Bridge. But yeah, he said that the big chest. Somebody said, I want to say it was one of his mentors, said that there was the small key being in that big chest has a 3% chance. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. That was dumb. I went the wrong way. I wanted to use Blue Cane. Well, we're down to 1 potion. It's alright. With Tempered, 1 potion should be enough. Oh, and we got arrows. That's lovely. So now we've got everything we need. So I'll grab a... I'll grab a fairy somewhere. I'm sure I can find one somewhere. I thought I got enough hits on the ice head. Alright, that was pretty good. So if we find an early GT big, we got an outside shot at a sub 2. So where do we think this GT big is? I'll count out the chests. Anywhere from 1 to 22. I'm gonna hope it's early. Obviously, I'm hoping it's in the first 7. Because those aren't too awful to get to. Anything beyond that, it gets a little squirrely. Just time-wise. So we're in at 147. If we get an early big key, we got a shot. We've got a shot at sub 2. And actually, this goes by the in-game timer, which is usually, I'd say, like 2 minutes slower than the timer on the screen. So we've got a little bit of cushion, but I'd like to get the sub 2 with the timer. If possible. So that was 1, was the map on the torch. It's 2, 3. 4, 5, alright. So then we'll do right side. So this is what I mean, like the first 7. Like these 2 checks down here plus the 5 I just saw, those are pretty quick. Not to be. Alright, so we're gonna do right side. We're gonna skip tile room, which is right here. That will always, in open modes, be check number 22. Oh, come on! Thought the mirror shield was supposed to block that. The worst. Alright, we won't dash, and we'll get it that time. Alright. So this is, what, 8, 9, 10, 11? Oh, another B. Alright. Alright, more arrows. So we're full on arrows after being worried about arrows. Alright, so we've got to go left side now. Yeah, so sub 2 is going to be pretty much off the table, I think, at this point. Yeah, there's, I don't know how many different ways you can go through this place. Probably, I'd say a dozen, maybe more. Oh boy. That was almost bad. I was like bonking over that fire snake. Alright, we're gonna hit the rando room. Which is a room that I didn't know existed until I started playing randomizer. So these will be checks 15 through 18, if anyone's keeping track. Oh, sorry, 14 through 17. So we have Bob's chest coming up next, which will be 18. We have the 3 chests behind Ice Armoros, which are 19 through 21. And then Tile Room at 22. There were arrows there, which I could pick up if I needed to, if I go through that portal. But since we're full, I don't need them. And everybody say hi to Bob. Hello, Bob. Goodbye, Bob. Alright, so I need to conserve arrows here. See if we can just use the 18. Alright. We did. Because we'll need, I think, 8 arrows. Alright, there it is. All the way behind Ice Armos. Because of course it is. Wait for the anti-fairy to get out of the way there. Yes, we need... four arrows there and 4 arrows in this room. Oh, I can just tank the hits. All right, so that's it. I think that's all the arrows that we'll need. And somehow I got through that without getting hit. Not sure how, but I did. We'll take it. Come on. There we go. And I'm not going to use ether here. Have to utilize pots. Oh. That was awesome. And that was pretty good too. Come back here, sir. What? Yeah, that makes sense. Alright. So, let's fire rod these bad Larrys. Just like that. 6 for 6. And Samaria time. That's 1. And then we're going for the quad here. 3, 1, done. Could have grabbed those arrows, but forget it. Alright, at least they're on that side, which is good. I can just do that. Yeah, what an awful seed. I've said this repeatedly, but it really is. It really has been a pretty terrible seed. Second straight week, we've had to do all dungeons. Except this week, we didn't know we had to do Aga until we had no other options. This week I actually red ped. I might as well at this point. So I think we had silvers last year, last year. I think we had silvers in that chest last week, so might as well check this, see if we get a silvers or a sword. Nope. All good. I'm sure somebody in the comments on this seed will... People will have gotten butter and silvers, I'm guessing. We're going to be just off of a sub 2. We're going to be like a 202, 201 if we get good patterns, which this isn't the worst. This is pretty bad. Alright, this might not be too bad. Okay. I think that's 5? That was 4. That was 5. Okay. So we'll get in at 158. If we do everything correctly, it should be like a 201-ish. We have 1 blue potion, a bee, and a fairy. Four, 5, 6. Okay, that should be enough to go to phase 2. Just a couple just to be sure. Nine, 10, 11, 12. Alright, on to phase 3. Well, we'll get the hint on where the silvers are. I always forget that. If they're in a dungeon, they're probably in ice or mire. In the light world. Alright, let's see if we can set up for some triples here. Probably not. On that one anyways. There's one. Not gonna get there. Alright. And I haven't been counting. So I have no idea how many more hits he has, but we're gonna just try to set up for triples until we... Thought I was gonna get one there. Oh, that was it. Alright. So we're gonna be just over 2 hours, real time. It's gonna be under 2 hours and change. Oh, that's so tough. I was so close. And that's time. 2 hours, 47 seconds. Winner. Thank you. Alright, so the in-game time should be under 2 hours. It's probably going to be in the 158 range. Ugh, what a seed. What a seed. Alright, let's take a look and see what the other times were. Let's speed this up as well. Slurshers. Alright, what do we got? I know a bunch of people have already run this. 207 with the comment, woof, enough said. I couldn't agree more. 205, a 155, a 214 from Emok, who I ran a multi-world with last night. So I took him this week. Oh no. I just looking at his comments, he mismarked tracker. That's unfortunate. So he went to grab Ped and couldn't get Samaria because he didn't have it. So 208, a 140. A 1-4, that's pretty good. 214, 213, 207. I'm in a pretty good spot. Most of the times we're over 2 hours, which I'm not surprised by. 155, that's another good time. So I think I'm in third place as it currently stands. Like I said, I think I'm going to be in the 158 range, or maybe fourth place. I think fourth place. It'll be close. Yeah, sword was early. Yeah, 158. Okay. So 140 was the time to beat, and there was no way I was beating that. Not a chance. Even if I knew what was happening, probably not. Yeah, so fourth as of right now. But sub 2 on the in-game timer on this, very similar to last week. Last week I was, what, 157? So I was a little over a minute slower. But I feel like this seed was worse than last week. Maybe it was just me. But I don't know if it was my routing. I mean, I went back to pod. If I'd done the south route coming out of Castle Tower, or if I had remembered actually that I could grab that one chest in the basement of pod, I could have gotten through it and gotten that glove a little bit easier, or quicker, I should say, and probably saved a couple of minutes there. So that was one place I probably could have made up a little bit of time, but beyond that, I don't know what else. I'd have to go back and look, but I don't know where else I could have saved a little bit of time. I think I made a good call going to Swamp and finishing Swamp. That turned out to be a good call. And the only reason I did it is because it was Green Pendant. If it wasn't Green Pendant, I probably would have left. I shouldn't say probably. I would have considered leaving after we got the mitts. But given that it was so close to the boss, I might have elected to finish it anyways. Hard to say. I also got a little lucky, like not check. I didn't have to check the. I didn't check the ether tablet before I did Spike Cave, which I probably should have. But that turned out not to be necessary. I never checked Bombo's tablet. I never did K45. I didn't do Purple Chest. I left that. Um, and yeah, we skipped Laser Bridge. So in the Light World, where were those silvers? So it had to be one of, I think, 6 spots, 4 of which are accessible to what I have right now. It was either on one of the tablets, it was in Mimic Cave, or K45 are the accessible ones. It also could have been on the shovel spot. It also could have been on Mushroom Turn-In. I think those are the only Light World spots that I didn't check. I'm trying to think, see if there's anything else. I don't think so. I'll have to read through the comments and see if anybody found them. I'm sure somebody found them. But I don't know. That's going to do it for me, I think. I don't. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I have anything going on. Is there anybody we can raid? I don't see anybody that I know. But I might be back on later tonight.
I love leg day, but I don't. Okay, so
Potentially, I
I've
might
never
run
been
a
pregnant.
cross key seed just to get a little bit more practice in on that. But for now, I think that's going to do it for me. So thank you for hanging out. Um, and I am going to get going, and I will talk to you all a little bit later. Have a good rest of the weekend. May your next run not be an all dungeons open seed like this one was. All right, that's going to do it for me. Take care and talk to you later. Have a good one.